This is a video looking at Act 3, Scene 2 of Macbeth. It's intended to help you if you've missed the scene to catch up on some of the details of it. It's a scene that comes straight after we've heard Macbeth's plans for Banquo, and therefore involves Lady Macbeth's thoughts on it and how their relationship works between it. And it starts with Lady Macbeth and a servant having conversation. It's interesting that Lady Macbeth is already asking about Banquo, which suggests there are some kind of suspicion really going on already as to what's going on, and this leads to her wanting to speak to the king and speak to him, as she will do, about the situation, his worries. But what's interesting is we're left with Lady Macbeth on her own here. So we get 4 lines, not really a soliloquy in its own sense, it's not long enough, but it certainly is her own thoughts, and this is very much how she feels now she is queen. It's the first time we've really had her reflect on it. Nothing is had, nothing is gained, all has been spent. They've given everything, gained nothing, where our desire is got without content. This summing up of her feelings, the desire, the ambition is achieved, but there's no content to go with it. And she sums it up really to suggest that it's better to be, or safer at least, to be that which they destroy, Duncan himself, than to by that destruction to dwell in doubtful joy. This oxymoron, because joy obviously is not really ever going to be called doubtful. It's an expression of pure happiness. And it goes again with the desire and the content, the idea that she is happy, or should be happy, but doubts creep into it. And that kind of idea of not being satisfied is very clear here. Is it to do with the supernatural? Possibly. We'll see. Okay, in comes Macbeth, and what we get is we get a very different view. Okay, she doesn't show up, okay, what she said before. Here, she has a go at him for hanging out on his own, for keeping his companions, keeping away from his main companions, basically saying, stop thinking about stuff, what's done is done. Very much the Lady Macbeth philosophy that we saw last time we saw the two of them alone in Act 2, Scene 2. What's done is done, it's all the end of it. But she's certainly not admitting to him the doubts that she has. He carries on by discussing the idea that what they've done is not completed the job. We've scotched, in some versions, scorched the snake, not killed it. Okay, like the attempt of setting the snake back through fire. A snake comes at you, you go at it with a torch, a fire torch or something. It pushes it back, but it's not dead. Now, what's interesting here is the reference to the snake. Earlier on, Lady Macbeth told him to be the snake. Now, in this case, he's talking about the snake as the things in the way for him. So if we're thinking of this as evil, is he then seeing that evil is no longer him? It's any opposition to him? Quite possibly. He reminds us that he has terrible dreams still, every night, that the sleep is still a problem for them there. And so he echoes in some ways what she's just said. Better be with the dead, whom we to gain our peace have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. That's very much the same attitude Lady Macbeth has just had. Okay? That in many ways they are resentful of people actually getting a bit of peace because they're dead. Now, he carries on by saying, Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps worse. Treason has done his worst. Nothing can touch him further. He's safe now. But notice that the focus is very much on this idea. He sleeps well. This thing here, that is what is to be desired. Proper sleep. That's what he's losing. This sense that his sleep has been lost. Something that's gone right through the play so far. Now, Lady Macbeth carries on as she has done before, saying to him, right, look, you've got guests tonight. Make sure you sleek over your rugged looks. Another reference to the idea of appearance and reality, of surface and what is under. Yeah? You're looking on the surface like you feel. cover that up, okay, so that people don't see it. He echoes this by saying that then we've got to make our faces vizards to our hearts, disguising what they are, vizards being the little headgear on a suit of armour, and particularly the bit at the front that you often see that sticks out, that covers the face that you can see through. Again, the sense that our faces need to be acting like that to our hearts, covering them up and protecting. Yeah. So once again, he's talking about the idea of being different on the surface to being under, that idea there. One of the best known lines here is when he refers to his mind as full of scorpions. A lovely image there that gives us a sense of his troubles, the troubled mind that he's got underneath. And the scorpions, the idea that essentially is like he's being stung within his mind. And notice the poetic O at the beginning showing how passionate he is about it. Then he brings up Banquo. He's mentioned him once already, but he brings up Banquo and Infleon, suggesting that's the problem. When he says that they live, Lady Macbeth replies, yeah, but their copy, nature's copy, is not eternal. They won't live forever. That's her view. Okay? She's not looking to knock them off like he is. They won't last forever. But Macbeth appears not to listen to her. There's comfort yet. They're assailable. That suggests he doesn't pay any attention to what she's just said. And he carries on and says there's going to be something done of dreadful note, and once again appeals with the use of the bat and black hecate and the beetle. He's still using images of evil and of darkness and the night. Lady Macbeth wants to know what's to be done. He tells her to be innocent of the knowledge. Now, this is quite interesting, really, until you applaud the deed, till you see what's happening. Is this a sense that he's almost protecting her from it? Is it one that he wants to show off to her what he's capable of doing? If he's protecting her, he's not showing much awareness of her actual character. But it certainly shows a reversal of the situation from earlier, when really she was in control of the situation. He carries on with this appealing, again, another time that he calls on the night to cover up the day. Okay, that the night needs to take precedence over the day. How we do there. And come and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale, that friendship bond that's there. We get again the crow, the rookie wood, birds of evil omen, birds that suggest something bad is coming. Okay? And the last thing I want you to notice here. Thou marvellest at my words. It's one of those moments in the play where Macbeth is clearly responding to something that Lady Macbeth's doing that there's no stage directions for. Clearly, she's looking at him with amazement. Right? I assume what that's suggesting is that she is not in favour of what they're doing with Banquo. Not in favour of that murder at all. She sees the awfulness that's to come, and maybe that gives us a better sense of her.